Andrew Ottman, Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Middle Tennessee State University. Welcome to the Shelbyville Municipal Airport for a fantastic and historic event. We're so proud and pleased that so many of you have come to celebrate this great achievement on this toasty, warm day here inside this magnificent tent here on the tarmac in front of our temporary facilities. Let's give a round of applause to our student pilots who have ceremonially brought in our DA-40 fleet. And also we want to say welcome, and we're awfully glad you're tuning in with us through True Blue TV, broadcasting on our social media platforms and our broadcast channel. So welcome to these great proceedings. We've got a full slate of speakers to mark this historic event, and let's just go ahead and get started right away. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Sidney A. McPhee, the 10th president at Middle Tennessee State University and our longest serving president. Now in his 25th year, President McPhee continues to lead the university with vision, energy, and an unwavering optimism for the future of our institution. Since his arrival, MTSU has enjoyed one of the most remarkable periods of growth, progress, and success in our almost 115-year history as an institution. Dr. McPhee has helped MTSU ascend to a position of national and international higher education leadership with unique and innovative academic programs that have attracted students from across the country and around the globe. During his tenure, our campus has grown in high-achieving student enrollment and academic quality, and we have added more than $2 billion, with a B, dollars in construction and renovations, and that doesn't even count the $75 million that we're about to groundbreak here today. In every way, President McPhee continuously urges us and this institution to move forward to be the very best that we can be. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present our president, Dr. Sidney A. McPhee.
Thank you, Andrew, and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this a beautiful day? I asked the mayor earlier, who was the genius that selected this day for this groundbreaking? A guy from the islands, by the way. Thank you all for being here, and it's my pleasure to welcome you today for today's groundbreaking ceremony. And we are indeed honored that each of you has chosen to join us in the beautiful city of Shelbyville and Bedford County, as we mark an important milestone in establishing a new age, world-class aviation education campus, not only for the state of Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, but for the United States of America. It was just a few years ago that we were here at this same site, joined by Governor Bill Lee and our local and state government officials, when we announced the relocation of our aerospace program from Murfreesboro to Shelbyville. Since that historic moment and announcement, we have worked diligently with our partners and steadily to develop plans for not only the finest state-of-art facility, but also with an expanded vision of creating a new home for our aerospace program here at Boma Field. Today's groundbreaking marks the beginning of the first phase of what we believe will ultimately be one of the nation's finest aviation schools, providing educational opportunities for future pilots, as well as those who seek careers in the vast field of aviation services. Now, to reach this point required the support and cooperation and collaboration of academic, government, and community leaders. And I would especially like to acknowledge the contribution of a few individuals who have played a critical role in bringing us to this point today. Please hold your applause and allow me to introduce representatives of these groups who have joined us today. First, an opportunity like this requires a significant investment, both in time, but more importantly, in resources. From the earliest days of our efforts to develop this incredible facility, we were blessed with the encouragement and support of our governor, members of the General Assembly, particularly our Rutherford County and Bedford County legislative delegation, and local government leadership in Shelbyville and Bedford County. Ladies and gentlemen, their hard work and steadfast commitment to our project were crucial in securing over $66 million from the state of Tennessee to fund Phase 1 relocation and provide a new home for our world-class aviation operation. So now, with all our state and local government leaders who are present here today, would you stand and let us thank you for your great support of our university, our state and local and legislative delegation. Thank you. I would also like to extend a very special thanks to Speaker Pro Tem, my good friend, Pat Marsh, who was instrumental in garnering support for the move, both in Nashville and here in Shelbyville. Speaker Pro Tem, would you stand and let us recognize you for your great support. Now, as I've said many times, projects of this magnitude require vision, passion, and I would say just a little patience. Our Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of Chairman Steve Smith, has supported this effort from the very beginning, not only offering wise counsel and support, but also challenging us to see this as more than just a relocation and embrace the challenge of what we could become and not to be satisfied with who we are. So at this time, I'd like to recognize all our members of the Board of Trustees that are here, including our chairman. Would you stand and let us thank you for your leadership and great support of our university. Thank you. I also like to thank members of the Shelbyville City Council and the Airport Authority, and of course, Bedford County Commission for their commitment. And I know the mayor and members of the City Council and the commissioner here. Would you all stand and let us thank you? You all were absolutely awesome in supporting this project. We could not have asked for a better partner as we work through the various challenges facing a project like this. In just a few moments, we will ceremoniously place our shovels in the ground, and hopefully we'll be able to get that in the ground in this very tough weather. It is certainly will symbolizing the beginning of the construction of our new home for our aerospace program. But to appreciate the magnitude of today's and provide some context, allow me just a few moments to reflect on how we arrived here and discuss the tremendous opportunity this represents for MTSU, Shelbyville, and Bedford County. Since World War II, over 80 years ago, when we established our aerospace program with planes flying from the original runway on our campus, right in the middle of our campus, ladies and gentlemen, we have provided the highest quality training of students interested in the vast field of aerospace and aviation. Pilots, aviation mechanics, air traffic controllers, and airport facility managers have all been part of the academic program offering at this great university. Today, our program is making a significant impact on the aviation industry. Now, when I travel by air, and I always try to wear my true blue gear when I'm flying, I regularly, ladies and gentlemen, run into one of our graduates who is either flying the plane or working in various capacities. And if I had time, I'd pull out my phone and show you the pictures that I take with them. In fact, just this summer, we were in Europe, and I was checking in to Dubrovnik in Croatia, and I heard this person say, President McPhee, President McPhee. I looked around, and it was the captain of the United Airlines plane that brought almost 400 folks to Europe, and he was a graduate of MTSU. And as we were reminded with the recent government shutdown, our nation's transportation needs are vital to our country's economy, not to mention our own personal needs. Now, through this facility in Shelbyville, we are positioning ourselves to better serve the needs of our communities and our students. Today's groundbreaking represents just the first step in our plans to establish a comprehensive aviation program here in Shelbyville. Over the next few years, our plans will become a reality, and we'll be able to expand our capabilities, increase our academic offerings, and provide our students with the first-hand experience of aviation in America. From Shelbyville and Bedford County, relocation of our aviation fleet and academic programs to this great community, we will transform this area into a university town and help bring all the benefits of our campus to this area. Formally bringing MTSU to the community will attract new businesses and industries in the area, create new jobs, opportunities for residents, and provide collaborative opportunities with the TCAT campus just across Highway 231. And so working together, we will build a stronger community for all. And today's ceremony represents yet another significant milestone for our university as we continue to work in preparing students to become leaders in the workforce and contributors to the economic prosperity of our state and our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, this is much more than a relocation. It is a generational opportunity to elevate our program from what has long been a very good program to becoming a national leader in flight training and aviation education. So I'm delighted to welcome everyone who has joined us today in this formal ceremony as we break ground on this world-class aerospace training campus. Thank you so much, and have a warm, warm day here in Shelbyville.
Thank you, Dr. McPhee. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage the chairman of our Board of Trustees, Mr. Stephen Smith.
I'm going to limit my remarks to 15 minutes. Wow! Can you believe this? We're going to change thousands of lives of young people that are going to be able to leave our school and make a great living. That's our goal, is to turn students out that will contribute to their community and make a great living, and this is the epitome of that. So my dad would say, many hands make light work. And everybody in this tent has had some purposeful effect on this facility. And the president made the effort and did to thank all our local officials. Without Governor Lee, we wouldn't be here. Or without the Assistant Governor Butch Ely, we wouldn't be here. So, and then we came along and had something happen that hadn't happened previously, and Congressman Desjardins has certainly stepped up to help the city of Shelbyville and Bedford County with our infrastructures. But when you think about going to spend $100 million here, and that's just the beginning, how many lives are going to be changed, I'm really proud to be representative of and part of what's going on. So I got 32 seconds left, and let's give ourselves an applause for getting this done and pivoting from a bad situation to a world-class situation. So thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Smith. And now it's my honor to welcome to the podium the Speaker Pro Tem of the Tennessee General Assembly. So proud and so pleased to welcome the Honorable Pat Marsh.
President McPhee and Chairman Smith, thank you all for doing this. I wanted to say that God has blessed Shelbyville, Tennessee with this opportunity. But God has blessed MTSU to be in our community. We're glad to have you. This is a partnership made in heaven, and I'm so proud to be a small part of it. 1942, when this program started at MTSU, a long time ago, and this is going to be, like you said, generational experience, positive for years and years to come. So I'm so excited about that. When I read your program today, I saw that you started in 1942, and this blew me away. Over 1,400 students are going to be in our community, a major university town, Shelbyville, Tennessee. 100 instructors, 20 full-time faculty. Unbelievable. We're so proud to have you here. This is going to be jobs forever. It's going to be new business opportunities around the airport. And I wanted to say real quickly, about 2 years ago, I was with Dr. McPhee, and he looked perplexed. And he said, met with MTSU Aeronautics Academy, met with the city of Murfreesboro, and they were trying to cut us back. And he said, there's no cutback in us. We want to grow, and we don't know what to do. I said, well, Dr. McPhee, why don't you come to Shelbyville, Tennessee? We have a world-class airport here. We got plenty of room. And he said, well, how far is it? So I got in my car and drove, and I said, it's 17 miles to the interstate. I didn't say how much it was to the university, but I wanted to tell him 12. And so I got his interest up, and then now it's history. So congratulations. We're glad to have you. Thank you.
I had not heard that story. That's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, to represent the great city of Shelbyville, it's my honor and privilege to welcome to the stage the Honorable Randy Carroll, Mayor of the city of Shelbyville.
Welcome to Shelbyville, Tennessee. Wait till you see our square. We are very thankful and very fortunate that the Board of Trustees, MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, chose Shelbyville, Tennessee for the expansion of your campus. This facility that will be here, the aerospace facility, is going to be a beautiful addition to everything else that we're building out in this area. TCAT just opened, our Tennessee College of Applied Technology. We have worked together to try to develop Shelbyville in the last few years, and I really appreciate all of the city officials, all of our staff, everyone that's worked so hard to help us make this decision. When we were approached by Middle Tennessee State University, I had just become mayor recently, and so we started the meetings and development of the agreement of how we would work this out, how many years, what kind of opportunities would be available. And when we did, we started thinking about public meetings. The citizens of Shelbyville are very important to me as mayor and to Middle Tennessee State University. We wanted to get their opinion. We wanted to make sure that they were on board with us, and we worked hard to develop that relationship. Everything we do affects somebody else, and so we want to make sure that we've got those folks covered. I would like our city council one more time to stand. They have worked with me all during the last 3 years, and I'd appreciate them standing at this time. Our Shelbyville City Council. Thank you so much. I won't bore you with any more speeches. I will say that I did come from a background of aviation. When I came out of high school in 1968, I went into the U.S. Navy and wanted to be in naval aviation, and I became a aviation electronics technician and worked on board USS Saratoga, an aircraft carrier, and went overseas on the Saratoga. So aviation is very important. I know these planes probably don't fly as fast as those jets do, but one day these folks that get their diploma, get their education, and have that opportunity, they may go into the military, they may go into commercial aviation, and we appreciate them saying, "Where did you get your education?" At the MTSU Aerospace Facility in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a good opportunity to recognize two individuals, one of which I know is joining us today, that have been really a part of the identity of not only Middle Tennessee State University, but this great city of Shelbyville. Rick and Deb Insel. Of course, Rick Insel, you know, is our Hall of Fame women's basketball coach, approaching 500 wins. Coach, I know I'm embarrassing you. I can't see you right now from the podium, but can I ask you to stand or wave? Let's give a hand to our Hall of Fame coach, Rick Insel. Dr. McPhee describes our faculty as the heart and soul of our institution, and the person at the head of that great body of educators is our Chief Academic Officer and Provost. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mark Burns.
Thank you, Andrew. Good morning, everybody. So today's groundbreaking is not just about a new facility, although we're really excited and grateful for that. It's about building a home for the students and faculty and staff who will work here. As President McPhee noted, our aerospace program is already amongst the most respected in the nation. Our goal is really to make it the #1 program in the nation, and this move to Shelbyville will help us achieve that. Our strong reputation comes from the hard work of our students, but also the remarkable faculty and staff who teach them, who mentor them, who support them, who help them make the jump to employment in the industry. You heard Representative March mention that we have 1,400 students majoring in aerospace. That's an amazing figure. Let me give you another way of looking at that. Of all of our undergraduate population at MTSU, 7.5% of them are aerospace majors. So that gives you a sense of just how important this program is to the university, in addition, obviously, to the aviation industry. In addition, we have a graduate program where we currently have about 35 students pursuing an MS in aeronautical sciences. In addition, we're very proud of the fact that for our student veterans, aerospace is the #1 major that they pick. Our BS in Aerospace degree offers 7 concentrations. We're most familiar probably with the professional pilot concentration, which is the biggest and probably most visible, but we also have concentrations in aviation management, flight dispatch, maintenance management, technology, and 2 concentrations in unmanned aerial systems. We're so proud of our more than 20 faculty members whose expertise really spans across the aviation industry, along with more than 100 flight instructors who are helping train the next generation of pilots. So this new facility for us represents the new resources and instructional spaces that will really help us continue to elevate our program, which is already excellent and is really poised to do even better things, and most importantly, to help our students graduate, get good jobs, and serve the economy of Tennessee and the nation. So we're so grateful to everyone who has supported this effort. from the governor to the legislators, our board of trustees in Shelbyville and Bedford County. It really is going to help us at MTSU do what we do best, which is excellent teaching to help our students create better lives. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Burns. Dr. Burns mentioned the fact that aerospace is the #1 choice of our veterans pursuing a higher education degree at MTSU, and that's not really an accident, ladies and gentlemen, for this is the 10th anniversary of the founding of the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center, the nation's leading service center of its kind in higher education for the support not only of our student veterans, but also military-connected family members, and also veterans regardless of their location or affiliation with the university. Joining us is the Lieutenant General who founded our wonderful center. Please, sir, stand up and recognize retired Army Lieutenant General Keith Huber. It makes sense that aerospace is the largest major at MTSU, and it makes sense that it is housed in the largest college of our colleges at MTSU. Leading that college is Dr. Greg Van Patten, Dean of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences. Greg.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is a privilege to be with you here this morning to mark this new chapter in the long and proud tradition of aerospace education at Middle Tennessee State University. For more than 70 years, MTSU has trained pilots at the Murfreesboro Airport through wars, recessions, a pandemic, and periods of tremendous growth. And it's actually that growth that brings us here today. Over the past decade, student interest in our professional pilot program has exploded, with current enrollment in that concentration approaching 1,000 students. That growth reflects a broader global reality. Air travel is seeing unprecedented demand. The aviation industry needs talent, they need labor. So we are stepping up to prepare our students to meet the moment. This new flight training program in Shelbyville, or facility in Shelbyville, represents much more than just new hangar space and classrooms. It reflects our unwavering commitment to safety, to excellent instruction, and to ensuring that every one of our students has the space and resources they need to train without interruption and without delay. It's also a commitment to this region. In partnership with the City of Shelbyville and with Bedford County, we're building a new aviation hub that's going to create new workforce pipelines and fuel economic development in Tennessee. As Dean of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, I see firsthand how transformative this investment's going to be. This project gives us space to innovate, to collaborate, and to prepare the next generation of pilots and aviation professionals with the skills, the confidence, and the professionalism that the industry demands. And this project is also a foundation for further growth of aviation education. It's going to undoubtedly benefit our other programs and other concentrations, as well as programs at Motlow State Community College, at the TCAT in Shelbyville, and at the local public schools. So to our partners here in Shelbyville and Bedford County, to our state and local leaders, and to the many people who have helped us reach this milestone, I want to say thank you. Your vision and your support are pointing our students and this region to new heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. Representing the faculty and the students and flight instructors of our world-class aerospace program, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of the Department of Aerospace, Dr. Chimenda Prellis.
Good morning. Those of you know, I've lived in North Dakota, Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, and this weather is actually nice compared to what we had up there. So Today we break ground on more than a building. We break ground on expanding capacity, modern training environments, a future where more students can answer the call of aviation. And it's right here in Shelbyville. This facility, with its expanded ramp operations center, training spaces, and maintenance hangar, didn't emerge from a single blueprint. It emerged from a coalition of believers who saw what was possible and made it a reality. To Governor Lee, our state representatives, the legislature, and our community members, thank you for your support and the appropriations that turned a vision into concrete and steel. To Representative Pat Marsh, who championed this effort, your advocacy opened the door. To MTSU President Dr. McPhee, Board Chair Smith, Provost Dr. Burns, and Dean Dr. Van Patten, your leadership and relentless push made this a priority when there were many other initiatives. To our Shelbyville Bedford County partners, Kelly North, Shane Hooper, David Coffey, Gary Faird, Mayor Randy Carroll, Councilman Henry Feldhaus, Airport Director Paul Perry, Commissioner Greg Vick, you didn't just support this project, you actually co-authored it. To Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Diamond Aircraft, Embraer, Gulfstream, and of all of our other industry partners, your investment in scholarship pathway programs show that the workforce development is a mission that we all share. To our alumni and our Aviation Advisory Board members, your guidance and generosity keep us grounded in what the industry needs. To Jamie Brewer and Bill Waits, our campus planning team, who translated the ideas into architectural reality. To Dr. Nate Callender and Tyler Babb, my associate chairs, who asked the hard questions and kept me sane. And to Doug Palma, whose operational experience shaped every square foot of this design. Finally, to our students, our faculty, and our staff, who provided feedback and countless hours of dedication to this project, this is your facility. You will train here, teach here, and launch careers here. So 2 years from now, we'll probably gather again, but this time, rather than having shovels, we will have keys. So let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaminda. Dr. Prellis did mention the warm welcome we've received from the Shelbyville Municipal Airport, and ladies and gentlemen, it has been magnificent. They are partners and they are friends, and here to speak on behalf of this fantastic airport is the director of the Shelbyville Municipal Airport, Mr. Paul Perry.
Unlike Dr. Prellis, I grew up in Tennessee and worked here, so I had to bring my big coat today because I'm cold. But it's hard to believe that 35 years ago, I was working as a student aide in the aerospace department in the basement of the alumni gym. I remember staff and faculty would come in and ask Dr. Maples about an idea, and he said the question would be, where are we going to put it? You know, it was a great idea, but where are we going to put it? And so there's been a lot of great strides that have happened over the years. It's been great, the fact that I've lived in this area and been able to watch those strides taken, and a lot of those things taken for the future of aviation at Middle Tennessee State University. But even now, you can see at the airport to the north up there that they're stepping on top of each other up there even. So now it's amazing. We've got 27 acres to work with here that's been leased from the city to MTSU. So now there's nobody who's going to be asking where we're going to put it, because all they got to say is we're going to put it right over there. I mean, it's great, and we're so excited at the airport to see this new state of the art that you've been seeing examples of. We can't wait to see it happen. We're just looking so forward to it. We know that it's going to, as the mayor said, going to increase our presence here along 231, but it's just the future of aviation is so strong. We see it every day. We've been able to, over this transition that you're sitting in now, and work with the staff that was just mentioned by Dr. Prellis, that the transition, I think, is really going well here at the airport, so we're looking forward and so excited about it. But especially, it's so great to, as alumnus, to see these developments and know that we're building a state-of-the-art that's going to be very envious of all aviation programs in the United States. And so it's going to be so, we just thank you so much for the small part that the airport's getting to play in the future of aviation across the entire nation, and as mentioned, even in Europe, it seems like. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. We're very proud of you and proud of everything you've done at this airport. We're also proud to be among the first 8 programs accepted by Delta Airlines into its Propel flight training program. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a significant honor as Delta comes in, selects students for this training opportunity as early as the end of their sophomore year, and they begin an accelerated path once they complete to great heights, pun intended, in Delta Airlines and beyond. Representing Delta Airlines, our partner and friend, the Propel lead mentor, please welcome First Officer Eric Wesley.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here today to be part of MTSU Aerospace history. Again, my name is Eric Wesley, First Officer for Delta Airlines, and a very proud 2004 MTSU Aerospace Pro Pilot graduate. I see a lot of familiar faces here today, as I have personally been blessed to stay close to my alma mater through various opportunities to represent and serve both the Aerospace Department and Delta. To start, I regularly fly with or cross paths with many MTSU graduates at Delta. Flying with an MTSU grad is always a fun and memorable experience. This is also a testament to the hard work of everyone in the Aerospace Department. MTSU's name is highly regarded within the aviation community, so please be very proud of the work you are doing for your students and graduates. I'm also proudly serving on the Aerospace Industry Advisory Board. That body cares deeply about the success of this program and the continuation of its rich, long history. Lastly, I have had the unique privilege to work for Delta in the Propel program since its inception in 2018, most recently serving as lead mentor. If I had to describe our relationship with MTSU in one word, it would simply be strong. MTSU was one of the original 8 affiliate universities. Today, I'm happy to report there are currently 92 MTSU students or graduates actively participating in the program. More importantly, 21 have fully completed the program and now are actively flying a line at Delta. In fact, the first recognized graduate of the program is MTSU alum Colton Gray. I believe we had a ceremony for him a couple of years ago. He's been at Delta since early 2022. Propel at its core is a pilot development program. Our mission is to identify and cultivate the next generation of critical aviation roles. We take this further for our pilot participants. Our goal is to prepare them for a long, successful career as a Delta Airlines pilot, beginning the day they arrive at NDOT class. The main way we achieve this is through mentorship. Our 230-strong core of active Delta pilot mentors invest their time and talent into shaping this next successful generation of Delta aviators. As we come together today to break ground on the future of the MTSU Aerospace program, I look forward to Delta continuing its remarkably strong relationship with MTSU and its students and graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. President McPhee and Provost Burns often say, if we start with the students first, everything else will work its way out. And representing our students today, I'm proud to recognize student trustee Micaiah Mosby and R.J. Ware, president of the Student Government Association, right over there. Let's give them a round of applause. We appreciate both of you being here, along with the SGA cabinet. Representing the students in the aerospace program. We've given the singular honor of basically setting us on the correct course to Mr. Ty Welk. He is in the pro pilot concentration. Let's give Ty a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. So, a little bit about myself before I get started today. So, like Dr. Prellis, I'm also from out of state. I'm from Wisconsin originally. And coming to MTSU, I knew I wanted to come to a flight program that had the utmost accountability for success for the students, the utmost professionalism, and most importantly, had the best chances for us as a student to be here and to have us succeed in the industry. And with that, I would like to thank, on behalf of the students and the instructors at the flight school, President McPhee, Dr. Van Patten, Stephen B. Smith and the Board of Trustees, Pat Marsh, the Tennessee House of Representatives and the Tennessee government, Mayor Randy Carroll and the City of Shelbyville, and I would also like to thank Paul Perry and the Shelbyville Airport, as well as all of our flight school leadership and our aerospace department leadership. So if you could please give a round of applause to all of them, that'd be amazing. And coming to MTSU, my first time on the campus itself, I had toured multiple different aviation universities around the country, and none of them truly felt like they had the passion that MTSU had when I came here. From the students doing pre-flights in the lobby, they were all smiling, happy to go to fly for the day. Instructors were ready to go fly. And the management I met with, and the faculty as well, really cared about their job and are truly passionate, which is why I decided to come here to MTSU and make it my home for my 4 years. And this just goes to show this facility as well, that when the university invests in its students and leadership cares, students will succeed because of that. And I truly believe MTSU is the #1 place to be for aviation students in the country, and this new facility will help propel MTSU to new heights, as well as make MTSU the gold standard for aviation schools around the nation. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get to the groundbreaking part of this groundbreaking ceremony, but there are a few acknowledgments and thanks I'd like to make first. First of all, this magnificent tent and the heat within it was all arranged by our fantastic event coordination team. Let's give them a round of applause. It would be a completely different ceremony without them. I also want to thank the hard work and dedication of True Blue TV's event production team. This is the first of 4 events that they'll be producing for broadcast today, with the Board of Trustees meeting immediately following. Let's give them a round of applause as well. To our friends at the Shelbyville Municipal Airport, allowing us to put up this tent and plan this great facility. Paul, we've said thank you a lot, but let's say thank you again one more time. Thank you, Paul. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're at, like I said, the groundbreaking part of this groundbreaking ceremony. Let me tell you how that's going to go. So, of course, we've got to break ground outside the tent. This cannot happen here. So I am going to be asking members of the platform party and the reserved seating to step outside this warm, cozy tent and go around this way to a pathway. You'll see a sign with our airport rendering up there, and more importantly, some shovels and some dirt. Our photographers and videographers are standing ready. We'll take a couple minutes to assemble and make that happen. Now, for all of you, you've got 2 choices. You can basically stay here in the warm, comfy, cozy confines of this tent and watch it on these screens provided by True Blue TV, or you can join us outside. Either way, I do hope you watch and take part of this fantastic and historic ceremony. On behalf of President McPhee and Provost Burns and all of us at Middle Tennessee State University, thanks for joining us. Let's get on to the groundbreaking. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to count down. Everybody put your shovel in the dirt. Get yourself a little scoop of that dirt. Make sure you can get it out. It's kind of cold. Don't toss it yet. So I'm going to count down from 3, like 3, 2, 1. And when I say 1, you're going to take that shovel of dirt. You see the. All right, Eric is doing this. Let's follow Eric's lead. He's got a little shovel of dirt there. So when I say 3, 2, 1, you're going to throw it in the air, not at our guests. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's give them a round of applause. We have broken ground on our new facility in Shelbyville.